Hi people, Newbie, back again. I don't know. We're video somewhere in the high 70s, I think 76 or 77, I don't know. If you just logged into this video, you saw the number, so I don't have to tell you, do I? Anyway, welcome back to the Newbie Mountain Railroad. We got a couple of trains running here. This train right here was running, but it just quit, and I don't know why, and so it looks like I've got some more work to do on another engine or something. I don't know. It's got a 3-engine consist, and it just stopped. Little thing. But anyway, one thing or another. What we're doing today we went to another operating session at Tom's house. And so what I'm going to do today is I shot video there, and I did an interview with Tom. We talked about his layout to a little more detail than the last time I was there, and so I'm going to share that with you today. So here we go. Okay, so we're here with Tom Stover, and you went through?
Yes, I went through there.
Never fails, best laid plans and all that stuff. There's still work going on behind us, but wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on here, what this is. And first of all, Tom, how long have you had this?
This here?
Yeah.
Oh man, this goes back to, maybe 2000?
2000?
Year 2000?
So, like 24 years?
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah. And how long have you been running operating sessions?
On and off for about 7 years.
Yep, and you do them how often?
Once a month maybe.
Okay.
Now.
Cool.
Yeah.
And today you had what, 6, 7 people here? How many do you normally have?
Well, 4, 5 is comfortable. We had a few more this time.
Yep.
And everyone is new to this layout pretty much.
Yep. Good.
So, yeah.
So tell us about the layout. This is Denver behind us, I know.
Yes, Denver, Colorado.
And tell us all about, so it's the Rio Grande line.
It's the Rio Grande set just after World War II.
Okay.
I really like my steam engines.
Oh yeah.
I really like my F units. And then the diesels, I like the sound of the old prime movers. They were a very slow RPM engine, and so they didn't whine like a jet engine. They had their unique sounds to them.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Okay, and so this is the Denver yard.
Yes.
And you basically have it. Your layout is mainline loop.
It's a loop.
Double track mainline loop.
Yes.
And so it goes from Denver to Grand Junction.
That's what's modeled.
Okay.
But in our minds, then it also keeps going west and terminates in Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. With some spurs like this peninsula here. So, how many industries do you actually have? Do you know?
Oh, I don't. No. Well, it's a bunch.
Yeah.
And plus, when you figure that you're fictitiously modeling towns on both ends of the railroad that don't exist, or they're handled in cardboard boxes and off of the staging yard. So the easiest way to plan, for me to plan this, is just do what the real railroad did. There's Denver in the center, then there's Grand Junction, then there's Salt Lake City, and then to the south was Pueblo.
Okay.
To the east is Chicago. So in the planning of it all, I just copied what the real world, what the map said for me to do.
Do you know how many pieces of rolling stock you have?
No, I don't.
Okay. hundreds.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I'm full up now with rolling stock. For many years, I was on buying different, hobby style shows and hobby stores and online. And to put the Rio Grande together takes a lifetime because it's not produced by the model makers.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not like the Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Or the Union Pacific or the Pennsylvania. Broadway Limited has come out with steam engines for all those. Diesel for all those.
Yeah.
This one here that we're running was, it's not made anymore. That was the Walther's Proto 2000. And it was an undecorated unit. And so it's been decorated in Rio Grande and weathered and decoded.
Yeah. Cool.
So in order to get to Rio Grande, we had to go about that route.
Right. And how do you do the labeling? Are those stencils? Or?
No, there was a time at the DuPage show where there was a man at a table, and that was his hobby, was to paint and decal and weather, and his prices were so reasonable and his work was so good that I just gave it to him.
Yeah, okay, so you had somebody do all your labeling.
Yeah, the custom labeling. Yes.
Now it's all of your engines are DCC.
Yes.
And you use the Digitrack.
Correct.
And you have both the plug-in and the wireless units.
Yes.
And how many of each do you know?
I have 4 wireless of the small ones. And then, I don't know, a half dozen of the older style.
And you've been operating, you say, for 24 years. Well, this particular location, you started this when you bought the house? Or?
Yes, we bought the house new.
Yeah.
And a few years later I started. We had no walls or anything. It was just a blank.
Yeah. So you have the Denver yard, then on the other room we have the Salt Lake Grand Junction, and then we have behind the wall over here the staging area.
Yes.
And that's Salt Lake City?
It can be Salt Lake City. It can be Pueblo. It can be any of the other railroad lines that came in to Denver. So it's whatever we need, need them, those tracks to be. Those trains go in there and they come out of there. And they come on to the modern portion of this railroad.
So let's talk a little bit about your card system.
So I forget the name of the program I purchased, but you can. It was referenced in Model Railroad Hobbyist magazine on their video side of things. What I liked about it is you have a photograph of the actual car.
Let's get the card up here, so maybe I can hold it steady enough that the camera can pick it up. I don't know if it's going to focus on it or not. I don't know, but what it says there is it says empty car, return to Denver yard.
Yes. So here we have a milk car to handle milk. All right. And so I took a picture of that, and I've got it onto my computer and put into the program, so that people who it's easier to follow a photograph.
Oh yeah.
Because this says RS. That's a reefer. Okay, that takes blocks of ice. Okay, but people won't know what RS means. But they can see that car.
Yeah, they see the picture.
Yes. And then in any card system, you generally have 4 fields. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
And then you go back to 1.
Right.
So on number 1, this car is going to the city of Denver, and it's coming in on the CB&Q interchange job, which is from staging, and it's going to go to the inbound track, and it's containing bulk milk. Okay. So basically it's coming from the staging into this room here. And you turn it over the next time we run trains. And now it's going to go westbound to Grand Junction to an industry called Packer Meat and Cheese. There they need milk to make the cheese.
Right.
Then it's going back to Denver as an empty from the cheese manufacturer.
Right.
And then it's going back where it came from. By going back on the CB&Q interchange again, but this time going from Rio Grande back to the CB&Q, and then we just start over with number 1.
Right. So every time you have a session, basically the cars are sitting somewhere, and part of that session then is you take the card from wherever it is, and the session is to take that car from, in this particular case, I don't know if you can see this on the video or not, but from number 1 you take the card out and you just flip it over to number 2, and that defines the location that the car is supposed to go to.
Yes.
And so the operating session then is to get that car to that location.
Yes.
Right.
Sometimes I have what is called an operating session third trick.
Okay.
And a trick is just means shift, third shift.
Okay.
This is where I would have someone come in and help me flip these cards. And make sure that this card is with the model.
Right. Yeah.
I'll flip them.
Yeah.
And reorganize trains in between op sessions.
Right. So it's quite a process to make sure everything's where it's supposed to be and that the card's on.
I probably put in 3 and 4 hours between op sessions to get the next op session just the way,
Yeah.
hopefully no mistakes in it.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay. So anybody has any more questions about Tom or his operation, just leave me comments down below, and I really appreciate Tom. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you inviting me to come, and I really enjoy doing this. So all you out there, say hello to Tom, and Tom Stover. I'm sorry, Stover. Don't ask me to spell it. Anyway, so thanks a lot, Tom.
Okay. Thank you. You're going from Salt Lake to
Yeah. You know me. I've got a 4.
What system do you have?
I'm a MCD. So I have a Digitrax throttle that I take with me when I go operate on those railroads.
Oh, okay. Will enough power? Do it up? Is that already grayed out?
Yeah.
Okay, so get local once. Okay, Dwayne, stop. I'm going to cross it right here, right? Yes. That's good.
Excuse me, Tom. Did I come down the wrong lane? Should I be in the right lane?
Yeah, it is right-hand rule, but we got a double crossover down here.
Okay, I'll go through there. I'll throw this switch behind me.
Well, now, we're going to be running 3 trains, so that's the maximum we can do. So we're like into each other here. Now, you got a mistake with you, right? Turn it coming?
Yeah, okay.
Turn it all the way up. Got it. You got a mistake with this. in the tunnel, go to track 2, please. Mention 2 to 1. I'm putting you through this. I'm going to be on 1. And you come ahead at low speed. Wayne, did you flip back to normal? Thank you, sir. Wayne, you're going to run on the right-hand track just like driving your car. So you're switching from 2 to 1. Right here, right now. When your caboose clears and it's clearing just about now, I'll shut off staging. There you go.
I'm going to take care of that.
Yeah. And there's a caboose ahead of you.
I need to put a
There's a
caboose
train
on my...
ahead of you. He's just disappearing.
Oh, yeah.
So stay clear of him. That was. And we'll clear the tunnel for you.
Hey, John? Yeah. What are your orders to go across in the tunnel?
Yeah,
Okay.
he says he's good.
Yep.
The tunnel from
I just want to know so I don't come up behind you too quick.
Dwayne.
Yes.
You're going to go through the crossover. When your caboose goes through, turn it off.
But anyway, so Dwayne, we're on camera by the way.
Oh, okay.
Dwayne, I forgot your last name.
C-A-R-E-E, Carol.
Kara. And you're from Elgin, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And you have a layout.
I do have a layout.
And how big is
Tom has been there
Yeah.
many times helping me with problems.
And I told you I'd forget your name. John is from Sycamore, right? Genoa, I'm sorry. Okay. And you also have a layout.
I bought the Chicago Great Western from Chicago to Old
Chicago to where?
Iowa.
Oh, Iowa, yeah. And, so,
Selected places in between.
and you guys are all HO in scale, yeah, which is what I wanted to do. And people say, well, how do you work those small, and that was the first part of when I started and I could realize that I couldn't make HO work in my layout, in my train room. The first thing I did was I bought a kit. I bought a little gas station and I said, could I really build that?
Or N scale.
In-scale, yeah, so I bought an in-scale gas station just to see if I could. And what I learned right away was you gotta have a magnifying glass, you gotta have tweezers.
Yeah, tweezers.
You know, but yeah, I figured, okay, yeah, I can do it. But mine was just, it was just strictly a matter of space.
So you have helixes or whatever. You have multi-level.
No, it's single level. If you go into my YouTube channel, you see the whole story. A model railroad newbie, which is what we're on right now. But what I did when I designed the layout, I had workbenches. And basically what I had designed my workshop for woodworking, and I had it L-shaped with a radial arm saw on one side and a chop saw on the other, with the benches all the same level so that I could lay, 8-foot long 2x4s on either bench and be all supported, and so the saws were all the same level. So when I started the train layout, I thought, okay, I'm going to utilize those workbenches as my train base. Well, the bottom line with that is they're not easy to get under, plus the fact that I have so much junk everywhere, And so I thought, okay, I'm not going to be able to do a crawl under or anything like that. So one of my restrictions was that a single level, but I had to be able to reach everywhere on the layout, standing on the floor, or maybe with the steps.
Yeah, good idea.
And so
that's about 4 foot depth.
Yeah, the layout, I have a loop on one end, and then it extends out and then goes back in, so that basically this peninsula that comes out, I can stand on one side of it and reach all the way to the back, or I can stand on the other side of it and reach all the way to the back. And so it works out real well. And then I put a mountain area, and I left the back side of the mountain open, so everything that's in tunnels I can reach from the back side. So I've got one tunnel on the lowest level that is really a stretch for me, and I have to watch if I got sleeves on. It's really hard to get to, but that's really I can do it, but it's not real easy. And of course, wouldn't you know it, there's a turnout right there, and that's the one that always gives me trouble.
I have an area on my layout where there's a crossover, so you can get from, I have a double main, so you can get from track 1 to track 2.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's located in front of an escape window in the basement.
Oh.
And I worked from that out to the aisle. Well, I was so enamored by what I was doing, I didn't make that concession and go, wow, how am I going to get there? So that had some problems. And I had to go down the window well, remove the entire window frame from the basement.
Come in from the outside?
Come in from the outside. Yeah. So I don't ever want to have that problem. But the problem is that my layout is 10 years old in this house. And at first I didn't consider humidity. or dryness.
And the effects of the
So it was,
contraction of
it was
wheels.
contracting, it was expanding, and that's what my maintenance has been now, is to go, okay. So now I have a dehumidifier in the basement, and I keep that at about 45%, 50%. Winter, summer, and everything seems to have settled down.
Good, good.
So that was a big consideration.
And your layout?
I have double deck layout, probably about 30 feet by 50 feet. Fills up the whole basement. Really? I actually started out on an old ping pong table, 5x9 sheet of plywood, and then down the wall.
And expanded from
And
there?
expanded from there.
Yeah.
One of the guys in the group I go, he built a helix, and well, that's a good idea. I think I'll do the same thing. I found building the helix on the floor wasn't that difficult. Got a sheet of plywood, a couple sheets of 4x8 plywood, spread out my 30-inch radius, NMRA standards, 30 inches, 4-inch separation, you get a 2% grade. So I built the helix, and then getting it level, or not level, getting it mounted up on the legs was the tricky part, so I had to proper grade all the way through it.
Oh, yeah.
But that seemed to work well.
Yeah.
I remember when I started, I thought, well, $50 would get me going. Well, it did, but not for long.
Yeah, yeah.
$50 to buy engine and some cars and track and so forth, yeah.
Well,
I
that's
stopped counting the money I spent.
when I started it, when I got all the layout, and I got the plan done, and I was calculating, and my calculation was based on the cost and how long it would take me to do it. Because of the cost of everything, going out and buying all these different components, and I figured it's going to be at least 10 years to get where I am today.
Oh, it's been a year and a half.
Less, yeah, well, it was December a year ago, so. But the whole thing is that what happened was about
I'm gonna go.
About 2 weeks into it, I ran across a guy on Facebook Marketplace that had an N-scale layout he wanted to sell.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to. Okay, Glenn, you need to come out like you own the place.
All right.
Newbie, this is track 1, main 1. That's main 2. You'll be on 1 for a while. These are all express cars. In the front, part of the train is freight. Back, they're all they'll need icing in transaction. We'll have to do a locomotive. You gotta plug in wherever you unplug and replug wherever you go.
What track am I supposed to be on?
You take either switch lead because they'll come into one.
It is.
Next one. Who's left on the main? Yeah, I got mine. Rio Grande? I was going to get trail on your way. I hit the headlight in the wrong wall. Oh, okay.
I gotta call my dispatcher.
It's gotta be big. Yes. Okay. And press button 5. Good.
9?
5. There. Again. There you go.
Thank you. Yeah, I was looking for that. And then I'm gonna cross over here too, Brian. Oh, you got it. Okay, you got it. Okay, so,
And when you get back there, put it on.
okay.
And run it all the way to the end.
Alright, will you clear?
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you, Tom. You're a great dispatcher.
Oh, fine. Well, I'm looking up.
Well, I did my share today, so.
You're on main 1.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. I don't know what we're going to do next time. I've got so much work to do, and I have to tell you the truth, I'm not getting down here into the train room as much as I really would like to. Other things are kind of taking over right now, and it's going to be that way for a couple of weeks. So don't be surprised if my video frequency kind of drops off here for a while. I'll let you know what it's all about later, but for now, hope you all had a good day. I did. You saw that in the video, right? And so we'll see you next time when we'll see what's gonna happen.